everyone. In this module, we are going to discuss about the chemistry of respiration, that is cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is also known as internal respiration and chemical respiration. We will see how do the oxygen that reaches the cell help in releasing energy from the nutrients. Cellular respiration is a biochemical process which takes place inside the cell. It takes place in two steps. The first step of cellular respiration is known as glycolysis. It takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Here, glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. This reaction does not require oxygen. It releases 2 ATP molecules. The second stage of cellular respiration, it is known as Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle. It got the name Krebs cycle because it was discovered by a scientist known as Hans Adolf Krebs. Hans Adolf Krebs. It takes place in the mitochondria of the cell. Here, pyruvic acid is converted into carbon dioxide, water and 28 ATP molecules. This reaction requires oxygen. I'll repeat once again. Oxygen and glucose are necessary for cellular respiration. They enter the cell through diffusion. Glucose is converted into pyruvic acid in the cytoplasm in absence of oxygen. 2 pyruvic acid and 4 ATP molecules are formed from 1 glucose molecule. This process is known as glycolysis. Mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Pyruvic acid enters into the matrix of mitochondria where it splits into carbon dioxide and water. As a result, 28 ATP molecules are formed. This process is known as Krebs cycle. This cycle was described by Hans Adolf Krebs. Total energy released during the cellular respiration is 30 ATP molecules. This is because out of 4 ATP molecules formed during glycolysis, 2 ATP molecules are utilized for cellular respiration itself. Can we formulate an equation for cellular respiration? We know the substrates required for cellular respiration are glucose and oxygen. So, the formula will be glucose combines with oxygen to give carbon dioxide, water and ATP. When you write in the form of an equation, it will be glucose combines with 6 molecules of oxygen to release 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 6 molecules of water and 30 ATP molecules. So the byproducts formed during cellular respiration are carbon dioxide, water and ATP molecules. Hope you understood how energy is released from glucose. Can you formulate a definition for cellular respiration now? Cellular respiration is a biochemical process in which energy is released by oxidation of nutrients inside the cell. Now we will discuss about the relation between photosynthesis and respiration. During photosynthesis, plants synthesize food. During respiration, food is utilized to produce energy. Photosynthesis takes place in 2 phases, dark reaction and light reaction. Respiration also takes place in 2 steps, breathing and cellular respiration. In cellular respiration also there are 2 steps, glycolysis and Krebs cycle. The components very essential for photosynthesis are carbon dioxide and water. The components essential for respiration are glucose and oxygen. The byproducts produced during photosynthesis are glucose and oxygen. The byproducts formed during respiration are carbon dioxide and water. Look at the last two columns given here. The substrates what is required for photosynthesis is the byproduct of respiration. The byproduct of photosynthesis is the substrate needed for respiration. So, photosynthesis and respiration plays an important role in maintaining the level of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. The byproducts formed during cellular respiration are carbon dioxide and water. Now we will see what happens to carbon dioxide and water. Trace amount of water is expelled from our body through exhaled air as water vapor. Some amount of water is expelled in the form of sweat as well as urine. Carbon dioxide is expelled from our body in three ways. First method is it gets dissolved in the plasma water. Second is it combines with hemoglobin to form a compound known as carbaminohemoglobin. Carbon dioxide combines with hemoglobin to form a compound known as carbaminohemoglobin. And the third method is it gets dissolved in the water in RBC as bicarbonates. It gets dissolved in water in RBC as bicarbonates. Inside the lungs, carbaminohemoglobin and bicarbonates break down and carbon dioxide is released out. I repeat, carbon dioxide and water are formed as a result of cellular respiration through tissue fluid exchange of carbon dioxide between cells and blood capillaries takes place. The three ways of carbon dioxide transport are 7% of carbon dioxide dissolved in blood plasma, 23% of carbon dioxide combines with hemoglobin to form carbaminohemoglobin, and 70% get dissolved in water in RBC to form bicarbonates. Inside the lungs, carbaminohemoglobin and bicarbonates break down and carbon dioxide is released out. What will happen if carbon dioxide is not expelled from our body properly? Then carbon dioxide level increases in our body. So carbon dioxide combines with water in and out of the cell and forms a compound known as carbonic acid. When carbon dioxide level increases, it combines with water in and out of the cell and forms a compound known as carbonic acid. It increases the acidity in our body. It increases the acidity in our body. When acidity increases, it disrupts our homeostasis. Homeostasis means it is an equilibrium between internal environment and external environment. So, in order to maintain homeostasis, it's important to remove the waste materials formed during metabolic activities.